We're going to go ahead and begin class today. So find a comfortable seated position near the front of your mat. Maybe you're seated on your shins. Maybe you're crisscross applesauce. Begin to tune in to what's going on, body and breath. Maybe you take one hand and you place it over your heart. And the other hand on your low belly. Allow yourself to observe here where your breath wants to rise and fall in the body. Maybe as we continue this part of the practice, you start to elongate your breath. Taking that inhale a little bit slower, a little more deliberately. In through the nose, down into the low belly. And then back out through the nose or mouth. Nice and slow. Everything here is intentional, deliberate. Taking a scan of the body from head to toe as you continue with this method of breathing. When you check in with the top of your head, what do you feel? What's the sensation? Can you relax the scalp? Let that travel down the muscles of the face. Checking in with the space between your eyebrows, letting it soften. Down into your jaw, your neck, your chest. Taking your next inhale in, focus on the shoulders, check in with them. And as you exhale, let them relax down the back, like they're melting, growing a little warmer, a little softer. Let that feeling spread down the body, letting the belly hang loose. Letting that travel down into your low back, your glutes, down each leg and then through each toe. Let everything become a little bit softer. Feel the breath connect into the body. It's really easy to recognize the impact that the breath has on the body when we're in this intentional space, when we ask for the relaxation to come. But I implore you to remember that in our day-to-day, when you're feeling rushed, when you're feeling stressed, overwhelmed, or anxious, that the breath has a role to play here too. It becomes stagnant, stale, shortened. And so, when we can remember, even in an instant, to call upon the breath as a tool to bring our body into a regulated state, it's there for you. One impacts the other, impacts the other. And we take the body and its experience away from context, we realize that we had an ounce of control all along, living right here. Take one last deep inhale in through your nose, send it deep down into your low belly, hold it at the top. Take in an extra sip of air if you can. And then exhale out through the mouth. begin to return to a deeper breath, but one that is rhythmic and ready to flow with you through our practice. Taking the hands and removing them from the body, pull them down to your sides, palms facing up, and then lift them up over the head until the palms come together. Exhale, bring the palms down, press together to heart center, bow the chin to the chest. Interlace the fingers here, come to place them on the back of the head, little stretch for the neck, let the elbows fall into each other. Let gravity do its work, we don't have to pull the neck. It's gentle. And then keeping the left hand at the crown of the head, go ahead and release the right hand back behind you. Roll that shoulder up into the ear and down the back as you lift the crown of the head and tilt it to the side, left ear to left shoulder. Pin that right shoulder back. You should feel a deep stretch run down the side of the neck. And then slowly tilt it back to center. Switching hands. So the right hand comes to the crown of the head. The left hand back behind you. Roll the left shoulder up into your ear and then roll down. And then tilt that right ear to the right shoulder. Create that nice long line. Breathe into the tension. As distractions fill your ears, whether they're coming from the inside of you or the outside, your job is to become the observer of these distractions. Not allow them to pull you out of the present moment. They simply become part of the present moment. Slowly roll the chin back down into the chest. Bring both hands back to the crown of the head. Allow that gravity stretch to take place one last time. A couple deep breaths. And then inhale to open the arms up, open the chest. And exhale, roll the wrists down to your sides. We're going to come up onto all fours, rolling over the knees, taking the hands to the front of the mat underneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips. And we're going to spend just a couple of moments finding some fluidity in the spine. So move in a way that feels good to you. Explore pockets of tension. And it's okay to feel silly here. You're listening to the body, you're giving it what it needs. When you're ready, find stillness here. Take a deep inhale in through the nose. And as you exhale, roll that spine up towards the sky, separate the shoulder blades, tuck the pelvis, and then as you inhale, lift the heart and the tailbone as one, pressing the shoulders down. Exhale, roll one vertebrae at a time, lift the spine, cat. And then inhale, allow the belly to collapse as the heart and tailbone rise and cow. 2 more times to the beat of your own breath. Allow the breath to keep you connected to the body and presence. And then exhale, find neutral spine. Slowly we're going to walk the hands out in front of us. So keeping that nice 90-degree angle between the glutes and the ankles. We elongate the arms out in front of us, allowing the forehead to connect down to the mat, bowing the heart to the mat,
and finding that deep stretch through the shoulders. Take a few breaths here. This is puppy pose. And then slowly, keeping your forearms connected into the earth, we're going to shift the weight forward so that our belly comes to descend onto the mat, relaxing our legs one at a time, relaxing the glutes. So make a little wiggle if you need to, lifting through the crown of the head. Relax belly, relax glutes, relax belly, relax glutes. The stretch should be in that point up above the low point in your back. Little pocket of tension there, and we send our breath into that space. Relax belly, relax glutes. Slowly we allow the belly to descend, taking the hands now beneath the shoulders. Deep inhale in through the nose. And as you exhale, go ahead and lift the heart up. And then come down. We're going to move through this 4 more times, creating a little bit of mobility through the back, getting it ready for our practice. Last time here. And then when we get there, we're going to press our weight back so that our tailbone collapses onto our heels. Take your arms back behind you, palms facing up towards the sky, and your forehead down into the mat, Balasana pose. Breathe into the body. Become present with sensation, with feeling, noticing what areas are asking for your attention. Slowly we drag the hands back out in front of us, beneath the shoulders, reaching the heart up and taking the shins together. So we'll come up this way. And then now taking the left hand down into the mat, we're going to reach the right hand all the way up. Stretching through the side body, keep that shoulder on the opposite side pressed down. And then switching to the other side, slowly collapsing the forearm. Inhale, reach up. Lift both hands up above the body. And as you exhale, go ahead and take that right hand to the left knee, look over the back shoulder into a twist. Bring out the spine. Inhale, center. Exhale over to the other side. The breath take you deeper into the twist. Almost like you're wringing out a washcloth. Inhale back to center. Exhale, take the elbows, pull them down to your sides, lift the heart, little mini back bend, and then lift up. Hands come down to prayer at the heart center. We bow now,
Heart comes down towards the knees as we reach the fingertips out in front of us. And then roll one vertebrae at a time back into an all fours position. Separate the knees, hip width apart. Flip the toes now into the mat, taking a deep inhale in through the nose. Move the hands just a couple inches forward. And then we're going to lift the knees and press the heart back towards the upper thighs, downward facing dog. Here in down dog, there's a bend, a micro bend in the knees at all times. We lift our tailbone towards the sky as we press our heart towards the upper thighs and move our heels just a centimeter down. So you see we can maintain that bend in the knee while still increasing the stretch on the back of the leg. Deep inhale in through the nose. And then exhale, walk the hands back towards the toes. Release the heart onto the thighs. Relax head, neck, and shoulders. You can grab opposite elbows here in ragdoll pose. Allow the weight that's hanging in your heels to be counterbalanced by the weight that hangs forward. Maybe you allow the arms to rock back and forth. And then release the fingertips down. Inhale, reach the fingertips to the shins as your heart reaches out in front of you. And exhale, relax, forward fold. Inhale, circle sweep, leading with the heart all the way up. And exhale, the hands come down to the heart. We're going to take that left foot and step it out in front of us. We're going to take the hands to the hips and slowly press the heart towards the big toe. You're going to tilt the pelvis till you feel that stretch in the back of your leg. This is pyramid pose. Send your breath into the tension. Inhale, lift the heart all the way up. Step the foot in, halfway point. And this time, take that left foot and step it back. So that it's at the back of the mat now. And your heart is facing now the right toe. We slowly lean the heart towards the big toe, focusing the stretch on the back of that leg. We tilt the pelvis. We lift the heart out in front of us so that the back is not compromised, and we send our breath into the tension. We allow it to soften the muscle so that we can get a centimeter deeper. Breathe. Inhale, we lift the heart, stepping forward so that the feet come together. From here, we're going to go ahead and take that right foot and cross it over to the left. As we move the heart forward, you should feel a stretch on the outside of that leg, that backward facing leg. This is your IT band. And again, we send our breath into that tension. Tilting the pelvis, maintaining stability with those feet. Focus on sensation, breath. And then inhale, lift the heart nice and slow. Untangle the legs, and we switch sides. lifting the heart out in front of us, tilting the pelvis until you feel the stretch on the outside of that backward facing leg. Slowly lift the spine all the way back up. Untangle the legs. And from here, we're going to heel toe the feet out. If you have tighter hips, you can go deeper in, but we're going to keep the heels pulled in ever so slightly, toes facing in either direction. Inhale, lift the hands up overhead. Bringing the palms together, and as you exhale, we're going to have you settle down. Taking the elbows into the inside of those knees. You can adjust the feet in any way you need to. This is Yogi Squat. The goal here is to lift through the crown of the head to maintain as straight up as a spine as you possibly can, keeping the weight in the back of the heels. This is ankle mobility, it's hips, inner thighs. Practice this pose for even a couple minutes every day. We can greatly increase our mobility. Allow the body to soften into it. Take a couple of deep, cleansing breaths. Slowly, we take our hands down, we lift all the way up, heel toe the feet in to touch, and relax the heart onto the upper thighs, forward fold. Inhale halfway, heart reaches forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle sweep all the way up, leading with the heart. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hands reach up overhead. Exhale, cactus the arms, lift the heart. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, forward fold. Coming down onto the mat. We're going to take the feet out in front of us, about 6 inches or so away from the glutes, as we release the spine down onto the mat. From here, go ahead and take that left foot and cross it over right underneath the right knee. We lift the legs up off the mat, keeping that left knee pressed out into a figure 4, and grab the right shin through the legs to find that stretch on the outside of the hip. Throughout this stretch, we keep the feet flexed. We keep that left knee tracking out. And as we find that deep stretch on the outside of the left hip, we use our breath to create softening. Let gravity do its work. Let go of your control and instead increase your awareness.
Exhale, go ahead and release the right foot down. The left foot comes to follow. And switch sides, this time taking that right ankle, stacking it beneath the left knee, lifting the feet, grabbing through the legs onto that left shin. Keep the right knee tracking out and down. Keep the feet flexed. Release that left foot down. Untangle the right, keeping the knees aimed towards the sky. And now take your hands out to either side in a T, palm facing down. Keeping the shoulder blades connected into the earth, you're going to go ahead and let your knees fall over to the right as your gaze comes to the left side of the room. Spinal twist. If you'd like to intensify this stretch, you can always take that top leg and straighten it out to your side. Do what feels right for you. If your top leg is straightened, go ahead and pull it in. Stacking the knees. And then slowly begin to lift those knees back to center as your eyes follow. Deep inhale in. Exhale, allow the knees to fall over to the other side as your gaze comes to the opposite direction. Again, you're invited to elongate that top leg if that feels good. If that top leg isn't extended, go ahead and pull it in. And then gently go ahead and tilt the knees back to center as your gaze follows. Now pulling the knees into the center of the body as you give yourself a nice big hug. Maybe you give yourself a couple of rolls back and forth. You can make circles. And as you feel ready and led, you can find a final stretch. Something that feels good for you. Maybe you feel like you need to stretch the back of the legs once more. Maybe you find happy baby pose. Grabbing the insides of the soles of the feet and lifting them towards the sky. There's no right answer. Move and stretch in a final way that feels good, right, and true for you, your body, and your internal experience as we ready ourselves for final Shavasana. When you feel ready and led, you can release that final stretch, allowing your heels to descend to the wide corners of the mat, and allowing the arms to drop at your sides, palms facing up towards the sky as you scooch your shoulder blades down so that the shoulders lay away from the ears. This is the part of class where we integrate what we've learned, this practice of presence, and we move into stillness, into rest. As you breathe, allow the body to relax a little bit more fully into the stillness, into the mat, into the breath. We'll be here for a few moments, and your job is to stay as present as possible. And as thoughts move through the mind, try to distract you away, gently remind yourself to come back into the breath and into your physical experience. Take one last deep inhale in through the nose. And exhale. Let the body fully relax. As you feel ready and led, you can make your way out of this position to begin to pack up your station. Thank you for joining me today for class, for giving yourself this gift of 30 minutes presence. I appreciate you. Everyone tuning in online and everyone here. Have a great rest of your day, and I hope you bring something back with you that you needed. Namaste.